Hey boys and girls, Miss Nikki here. Today we're going to be making Play-Doh. So I know we made Play-Doh in class before. Do you guys remember some of the ingredients that we needed? Well, let's take a look. So first thing we're going to need is a 1/4 cup of salt. Then we're going to need 3 tablespoons of vegetable oil, 1 cup of hot water, some food coloring, 3 cups of flour, and then you're going to need a bowl to mix it all in and some mixing utensils. So let's get started. Once you have your materials together, we can go ahead and start mixing. So we're going to start with our 1/4 cup of salt. And again, 3 tablespoons of vegetable oil. Let's make sure to count these out. 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to go ahead and mix that together. Now that we have those two things mixed together, we're going to be moving on to our water and our color. So I like to add my food coloring to the water. I think it just mixes better. So today I'm going to be making orange. Now I'm wondering if you guys can tell me, if I want to make orange, what 2 colors do I use? If you said red and yellow, you are right. So we're going to go ahead and use yellow and red and put that into our water here. Just a couple drops of each. Okay, and then I'm going to take my spoon, mix that in. That looks good. So once you like your color, we're going to go ahead and pour it into our salt and oil. Okay, now that we got our water added to our salt and oil mixture, we're going to move on to our flour. Now this is the trickiest part of making the Play-Doh. You're going to use about 3 cups of flour, but it does depend. It varies from recipe to recipe. So I'm going to go ahead and add each cup at a time and just look at the consistency after I mix each one in. Get a good cup of flour there. And I'm just going to plop this in there. So let's start with that first one and get that mixing. Okay, yeah, we're definitely going to need another cup of flour in there. I'm going to put about half of this in and see what that looks like. Now, initially when you're stirring, you can use a stirring utensil because the water is going to be hot, but once the water cools down, you can get a little messy. If you're feeling brave, get your hands in there and start mixing it up, especially if you're doing this with the kiddos. This is their favorite part. There, now it's starting to get thicker. You can see I'm getting that consistency that I want. And I think I'm going to be a little bit brave and get my hands in there. So I'm going to tap this off. And keep adding flour as I go until you get the consistency that you want. Okay, I ended up actually using about 3½ cups of flour to get this consistency. I think with all the extra rain we've been having, I needed a little bit more of a binder, but that is about it. You should be able to pick it up and it not stick to your hands, and it should be moldable. So tips for making Play-Doh, add a cup of flour at a time so you get the right consistency. And I would have been a little bit more generous with the food coloring. Not so happy with my orange here, but I hope you guys enjoyed this activity. And remember to send me pictures, post up on Google Classroom so I can see how your Play-Doh turned out. We'll see you next time.